Morning, Coach.
Morning, Coach.
How are you?
Back at it.
Recruiting Wednesday today.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we just cleaned the facility today.
Nice.
Feeling good.
Nice.
Getting
My
ready.
wife gave me a haircut.
Excellent.
Yeah, but unfortunately, I picked a day where she was pissed off at me,
Oh no.
and she won.
Excellent.
No, don't let your mothers cut your hair.
Got it.
Sorry.
That's okay. That's all right. So today I thought we would talk about a couple things. So some of the things that coaches look for pitchers, and then in position players, and then some of the things when you're going out and you're watching kids at either showcases or games. Some of the things that as a college coach, as a recruiter, as an evaluator, kind of what you look for, what you see. And so I figured starting off, just in general, you're showing up and you have a kid that you want to go see. He's a local kid. He's half hour away, plays for high school. What does that look like? What time do you get to the yard?
For a game?
Yeah. So
For a
kid
game
that-
situation?
that you're going to recruit a kid. Your game is coming. What do you do?
Well, if it's a game situation, I try to get there at least 45 minutes before the game starts. Definitely try to see the pregame routine. See infield, outfield. See how the kids come to the field. See what their actions are. See how they react. So I try to get there as early as.
So when
I
you say
can.
come to the field, like when they walk up and get out of the car,
They get out of the car, they get off the bus. Are they carrying their bag, or is Daddy carrying their bag? Are they interacting with their teammates? Are they getting their stretches in, or are they just hanging out? Everything. I want to see how they are.
are they detail-oriented kids? Because I know, at any program, college program, if you don't have a sense of detail and development, it's hard to.
It won't work. Yeah.
So whether it's playing catch or stretching, what are some of the things you like to see? What are some things you hate to see?
Well, how are they playing catch? I mean, I know we spend a lot of time with it here. The throw routine.
Yeah.
How are they going about it? Are they moving their body, or are they just underhand, which is a big pet peeve.
Yeah.
We don't throw the ball underhand, we throw the ball overhand. So when a kid warms up like this, I don't know what the hell he's doing. So, you just want to see the whole thing. How he goes about his business.
You can tell kids who've been coached.
Yes.
Let's say it that way.
Yes.
Like you can tell kids whether it's coming up through the ranks, baseball, high school baseball, little league baseball. Maybe have a coach who's got some knowledge or experience, playing either in high school and college. You want to tell the kids who have good habits.
Well, the other thing too is, in a game situation, not all the time are we gonna, number one, let the kid know we're coming. And number two, we're not going to be all in Bridgeport here sometimes.
That's right.
Sometimes we're going to be just somebody in the stands. And that way here, as players, you don't know who's watching.
Yeah.
You never know from a day to day who might be in the stands.
Used to spend time, if there was a kid, let's say at Amity High School, that we liked, and we also spend time talking to the opponents of Amity. Find out from other coaches.
Definitely.
Like, all right, what's that kid? What's he like when you compete against him? And that was always because coaches are always they're gonna push for their kids, but you get a sense when the kids compete.
Yeah, coaches aren't going to lie to you. They're going to tell you if a kid is good when they play against somebody. We do it all the time. Scouts ask us all the time. Hey, Giovanni Dincon from St. Thomas Aquinas. Got drafted 2 years ago. I had scouts every day ask, hey, is this kid a good kid? Yes, he is. Yes, he is. He's a great kid. He works hard. If he wasn't, I couldn't say that. I wouldn't say anything.
Right.
But I couldn't
read
say
between the lines.
Yes, because it's your name attached to whatever you say. So if you're going to recommend somebody, you got to recommend them.
So we get into a game, and again, not looking at pitchers, catchers, infielders, but talking more kids behave and act, and how important, I know the answer to this question. Sometimes I think kids, parents need to hear this. What are some of the things that you look for during the game that tell you this kid can play for me, not play for me, he's going to be a problem, he's going to be an A player? I mean, what are some of the things that...
Body language.
Yeah.
Body language and temper.
Yeah.
You know, facial expressions.
Mm-hmm.
You know, how are they handling the defeat?
Mm-hmm.
You know, baseball, you're going to make 10 outs, you're going to make 7 outs and 10 at bats. Are they slamming the helmet? Are they banging the bat? Is it the glove's fault when they make an error? You know, I mean, that's always the best one.
Yeah.
You know, they make an error and they're throwing the glove. Well, the glove didn't make the error, dude. You did.
Yeah. I know with pitchers too, one of the things that you see all the time is, if he makes a mistake or two behind you, how do you react to that?
What's your reactions?
To your
You know?
teammates,
Yes.
And then,
Umpires,
Right.
you know, if an umpire's squeezing you
Right.
on the mound, how are you dealing with it?
Right.
You know, as we all know, all umpires suck.
Yeah, that's true.
We've told you that.
It's-
You can't change them. You're
Yeah.
not going to change
Nope.
the strike zone in a game. You have to deal with it.
Right.
And how are you dealing with it? If you're dealing with it negatively,
Mhm.
well, you're going to bring that to whatever college program you're going to
Right.
be playing on. Some coaches don't like that.
And as an evaluator, you're kind of looking at it saying, how is that going to fit into the mix of my club?
Right.
Right. So, and sometimes you may have one or two of those on your club.
Yeah,
But
we all do.
But I think I would say every college coach would look at it and say, if you have too many of them, or you better really bring a skill set to the table. That's gonna
I've taken plenty of kids out of the lineup.
Yeah.
I've taken plenty of kids off the field
Yep.
on defense to make a change because of attitude.
Yep. And it's good for people to know, these are things that you look at.
Yeah.
And so especially if you're a fringe guy, a guy that all right, good tools, okay, but guys that are comparable guys all over the place, that throw 82, that have the right bat speed, that have the same size, and if you're a guy that's average in size, a little bit above average in bat speed, that part of it's going to down here. There's other guys that you can choose.
Yeah, and that part could also elevate you in the coach's eyes.
Right.
If you're a positive guy, if you're always working, if you're going
Right.
the extra mile, then yeah, the coaches see it.
And I found that people go out of their way when you get a kid like that. A lot of people go out of their way to tell you,
Oh, yes.
this kid's a worker.
Yes.
They will tell you they want this kid to be a worker.
Definitely.
All right, so let's talk a little bit about hitters. And I know, you're more of an old school guy,
Yeah.
right? So the numbers are a huge part of college sports, college athletics now, the measurables.
Yeah.
And so, talking about some of the things that you look for, you're going in, you want to see a shortstop, a third baseman, a center fielder. What are some of the things you look, numbers, size, anything like that?
Well, I mean, you always want a big kid. You can't teach size. You can't teach speed. I mean, you can help speed, but if a kid's blessed with speed,
Yep.
you can't. That's a plus. Arm strength. Is the ball coming out the right way? Is it carrying? Athleticism.
Yep.
How the feet working.
Yep.
Especially with infielders. The transfer. Just the overall athleticism. Numbers. I mean, if you go to a showcase, you want to get the guys on sub-7, but still, you can't steal first base.
Yep.
So the kid still has to hit.
Right.
Your exit velocity numbers. I mean, hey, that's great. I'm hitting the ball 100 miles an hour off the tee.
Yeah.
Great. Can you do it off the
Breaking,
fastball?
yeah, it's gonna happen when you see a
Curveball?
breaking, right.
Yeah. I mean, can you hit?
Yep.
Those-
So let's see.
Numbers help.
You brought up one number, the 7-0. And let's talk a little bit about like when you go to a showcase.
Yeah.
So, and just so everybody knows how it works, you go to a showcase, the first part of a showcase is the evaluation. The first thing you do is the 60,
Yep.
and then you go to arm strength, defensive position, your actions, and then you can sometimes take BP on the field, sometimes they do it in the cages, depending on the showcase. So with that 60, I remember, it's like you basically, if you're sub 7, I'm following.
Yes,
Right?
yes. A lot of guys get written off right at the 60-yard line.
Even if they're a decent player.
Yeah, if you're running 7.6, 7.8s, 8s,
Yep.
you're not going to get to the next level.
So when you go, and usually part of the showcase is the game part of it, you know, that 60 is important. That kind of triggers unless, you know, you're a first baseman, you're 6'5".
First baseman, catcher, you know, a power right fielder who has a cannon for an arm, you could be a little slow.
So if you have that 7'6", you gotta have a physical tool, size tool, that's gonna come. Just show an ability of it. Like, even though you may be a 7'6", you can still be nimble on the bat. You still have good hands. You still do some things at first place. All right, cool. And so, from a hitting standpoint, anything in particular you look for in hitters?
I like just the presence. I want to see your presence. I want to see what you're doing. Are you just sitting there trying to hit 10 home runs in your 10 swings? Or are you, if the pitch is away, you're looking to drive the ball the other way? You're looking to go back. You know, so that's what I'm looking for. The back quickness, bat speed, I mean, that's important. If you got a guy that's just dragging the bat through, you know.
Well, that's, you know, that speaks to, you know, the average pitcher in your conference, either the first two guys in your conference, the Friday, Saturday guys.
They're upper 80s, 90s.
Low 90s, right? So if you don't have if you don't feel like a guy's got the bat speed.
You're not going to do it. You're not going to do it against them.
Right. So I think sometimes kids, college recruit, they don't realize how fast the game becomes.
It's all the speed of the game. You know, I mean, we have plenty of guys that come to us right out of high school. It's the speed of the game that they have to learn. They have to catch up to. It's very difficult for a freshman, for an incoming freshman, to step into starting. It's very difficult.
I mean, I think recruiting guys want them to.
I want them to, absolutely. But it's very difficult. It takes a while. It takes a while. And it's again, it's the speed of the game. Faster pitchers, the infielders have to get the ball out quicker because guys are running faster, you know, strength.
So if you're a friend, I'm prompted by listening to you, and if I have a kid, my son is 11 years old, 5th grade, but if I have the ability to, obviously I have a facility here that he can come and hit anytime, but if he wants to become a good player and, you know, talking about the speed of the game, he becomes a freshman in high school, and I have a certain amount of dollars I can spend. From what you're saying, I'm spending my money on strength, speed. I mean, from a hitting standpoint,
If it was my kid and I had the money, I'm splitting. I'm splitting it between lessons, hitting, but I'm putting it right next door to the power core. Absolutely. It works wonders. Logan Allen, one of our best players, came and started with the power core.
he's a freak athlete.
And that made him a freak athlete. He was a great athlete. That made him a freak athlete.
He's your shortstop.
He's our shortstop.
Let's talk about pitchers for a second. So we did position players, and then just look. There's no complete formula. Every coach sees it a little differently. Guys like different things in different guys. But pitchers, let's talk about righties to start. So you're going out, you're going to a showcase, let's say a showcase, right? You're going to see 30 pitchers. You know, what's that kind of baseline level where you're going to say, all right, the low bar to say, all right, I'm going to consider this kid.
I want to look at 82, 83.
Okay, as a righty.
At the minimum, you know, in a high school kid, as a righty. There's so many of them out there. I want to see how many pitches you have, and I want to see how you handle your changeup. I want to see your changeup.
So if you're a righty, because again, there's a lot of 82, 84 righties out there. So the things that distinguish you:
Off-speed pitches,
size, maybe projectability. So maybe
Yes.
84, but you're like you can put on some weight and gain some strength.
I mean, we took a chance on a kid out of high school. medium-sized built. I mean, a little taller, but I mean slender. Had a lot of baby fat on him, but we knew he was going to grow. Out of high school, he was 83, 84. Had a good changeup. Not so much of a curveball.
Yep.
We knew he would develop. And Anthony Martino, who works with our Gator kids, is now a man.
He's 89, 92.
And he can throw the baseball.
He's big.
Yes.
Yeah.
And big in stature. And
How hard did he throw in high school?
in 82, 83.
Right.
82, 83. And we took a chance on him, projectability.
Yep.
His body had a big high ceiling.
Yeah.
And again, now he's 92.
Yeah.
He's throwing the ball hard. I just wish he threw more strikes. Because again, your numbers, numbers, coach, your numbers.
Well, listen, we've talked.
92, 92, 92. Ball one, ball
Right.
two, ball three.
You've had assistant coaches, and we've sat in here and
Yeah.
talked. And the first couple of years, it was like, this guy's this and he's that. And I just looked at it and, he's 90, 91, but what baggage does that come with? Is he a good citizen? Like, is he a 2.0 student?
Yep.
And it's kind of like, it's great that they can throw that hard, but that's not getting people out.
Right.
You know,
No, it's not.
you gotta have feel. You gotta be able to. Can you pitch with runners on base?
Right.
Right. I mean,
The
it's-
whole package.
Yeah.
The whole
So
package.
it's more than just. But the numbers at least give you a benchmark. Again, it goes back to the speed of the game.
Yeah.
Like you're gonna have to be able to get hitters out. And so if you're not gonna do it with velocity, you better have off-speed stuff. You better be deceptive.
I mean, I go back to coaching at Quinnipiac when Andy Mayer
Yeah.
was our #1 pitcher. Andy Mayer, a kid from Trumbull, who threw 83 miles an hour.
He was
Fastball.
5'9", 5'8".
5'8", #1 kid in the class.
Right.
I mean,
Smart.
real smart. 83 to 84 mile an hour fastball. 3 different changeups, one of which he could just hit the back of the plate at any time. Goes out and sets the all-time win record at Quinnipiac University. He actually took Dan Gooley's
Did he
record.
really?
Yes.
Danny had it? I didn't know that.
Yes. So
He could pitch. I remember seeing him. 'Cause
Yeah.
He was a good student. We recruited him too. He was just SAT wise. He was only like 1190, 1200. It was low. But we faced him, and I can tell you what, he can make you look stupid.
Yes, because he competed. And when he had those changeups working,
Yep.
his fastball, 82 to 83, looked like it was coming in at 88, 89. Because of his changeup.
All right, so staying on the right. I'm a right-handed pitcher. I'm a sophomore or junior in high school. All right, and I'm sending Coach Tonelli an email to say I'm interested in the University of Bridgeport baseball. I am 77 to 79 on the radar gun, and I'm 5'10". I would say it's Andy Mayer, right? When he was a sophomore, junior, that's probably about how hard he threw. Am I putting that in my opening email? What are you going to see? What are you going to think when you see that?
Well, it depends. I mean, if he's a freshman or sophomore, okay. If he's a junior, senior,
Right.
no. But again, what else do you have?
Right.
I mean, I'm a 3-pitch pitcher. My best pitch is my changeup, but I throw 77 right now.
Yep.
I think I could get stronger. I think I'll be stronger. Yeah, maybe we'll take a
I'm a
look.
6'4" lefty throwing 77. All right.
Yeah,
Right.
lefties are a whole different ballgame.
So let's talk about lefties. Good segue into it. Different set of circumstances.
Yes, oh yes.
Okay.
Yes. If you could throw left-handed and you could make the ball move a little bit, it doesn't matter how hard you throw. Crafty, if you could throw strikes, you're going to be successful.
Fastball, especially for lefties. Fastball change up to righties on the outside corner. Make the ball move.
You'll live all day.
Oh, righties are greedy.
Yes.
They want to throw the ball. So, all right, great. So, for any of the guys, any ages, is there anything that you would advise them not to put in terms of, because I tell the guys a lot, you got to focus on your strengths. So if you are 5'8", I'm probably not putting that in an email.
I wouldn't.
I would, but if I was 6'2", I'm gonna put that in the email.
Yes.
Right.
We look at how big you are right off the bat. I
Right.
mean, you're gonna look at body type, you're gonna look at athleticism, you're gonna look at any positive numbers. You know, you go through a high school season, you hit 10 home runs, yeah, you wanna put that in there.
Right.
If you know, had 1 home run, that's
Put
not
it in.
really important.
Right.
That's not important.
Right.
You know?
It's just gonna make me say, all right, he doesn't have any power.
Right, exactly.
Right.
So anything that's positive, you want to put in there. You don't want to draw attention to any negative.
Anything in particular you could think of that, like you've read over the years, you say, all right,
Oh, we see it all. We see it all. I'm 5'4". I'm a center fielder. Okay.
center fielder and I run a 7.660.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks.
Right. And just so you guys, like, speaking of the 60, you know, for outfielders, that's a good one because, you know, it's hard for outfielders. If you're not running, if you're not able to play center,
Right.
right, meaning that you're running a 6'7", 6'8", or
Mhm.
less, you really better be able to hit.
Correct.
Right.
Or you better have a cannon front
You
arm.
better be a great defender,
Mhm.
right? Or you got to be able to come in and play first if you hit enough. Maybe you don't run great, you're
Right.
an outfielder, you're a corner guy, you're a 7'2", but you can really swing it. All right, now you're a corner guy, or maybe jump into first base.
Because you always got to remember, we're recruiting athletes. We're recruiting shortstops.
Yep.
We're on our team right now.
Mhm.
Starting third baseman, backup third baseman, starting shortstop, backup shortstop, starting second baseman, backup second baseman, our center fielder. We're all high school shortstops.
I don't think the kids always understand that, like, you know,
They're the best athletes.
best athletes on the team are going to
Usually,
play.
yes.
Yeah. You know?
Again, unless you have the big size,
Yeah.
you know, you're hitting the ball 400.
Yep.
You know,
The last thought, I think, you know, because again, I've kind of led you into the whole tools thing. But it is an important part of it. And
It is.
I think I
Yes.
want guys to hear that.
yeah, no, it is.
But at the end of the day, if you're not one of those high-profile tools guys, it doesn't mean you can't play.
No.
You know, if you're a character guy,
Yes.
but what you have to be is you have to be aggressive.
You have to be aggressive. You have to be hungry. You have to want it. You have to show that.
Yep. And you got to tell them that. Like, look, I am such and such. I go to this high school, but I have this thing. I want to play for Joe Tonelli.
That's
like
a lot.
if I email you every week and say, look, keep updating you.
Right.
I think sometimes kids think from a they don't want to bother you.
No.
But it's like, if I got a guy, and how do you feel when a guy's sitting there telling me all he wants to play for UB?
I gotta look at it.
Yeah.
I gotta look at it.
Yeah.
You know, until we put the KP on it.
Yeah.
Um,
And even if it does get a little bit annoying, who cares? Like,
Exactly.
I haven't seen it yet.
Right.
Try and tell them, like, look, you know what, this is not a popularity contest. If you want to play, you can't be afraid to piss people off.
No.
You know? And if you sending them a note telling them how much they want to play for your program,
That says a lot right off the bat. Right off the bat. If you make it personal.
Right.
The worst thing you can do
Yeah.
is write, "Dear Coach Tonelli, I am so interested in playing for the University of New Haven."
change it.
You know,
Yeah,
I mean,
that's-
come on, dude. You know.
First call you're making is
Yeah.
UNH saying, look, did you get an email with this guy? You could blacklist him.
Yeah.
It will happen.
Those are fun.
I don't think kids also don't realize everybody knows each other.
Yeah.
Everybody talks.
We talk to each other. We
So,
laugh.
events, and if you are a guy that's like,
Yeah.
you see through the BS.
Right.
So make all your communication personal,
Right.
right? I mean,
Well, again, you know, you got to be careful too. Keep mommy and daddy away from the recruiting process.
Yes.
Please. Parents get involved with the finances. Parents will get involved with the general school. Parents will get involved with academics.
right. High academic schools, admissions, they have to do.
Keep them out of the recruiting process.
Don't let your dad talk about your stats and stuff.
No.
Just stay back.
No. We didn't recruit a kid because of parents. The kid ended up going to another school and throwing 95 miles an hour. Yeah, my fault. But you know what? After talking to his coach,
Yeah.
thank God he's
Really?
gone. His parents were a total pain in the ass.
Yeah. Yep.
You know?
How many games did he win for him? Do we know?
Well, no, he won a lot. He won a lot, but you know, sometimes you make mistakes,
Right.
but
But it will affect, the, you know,
it affects
it
everything.
affects the process. Like, that's the one thing that is the difference between, can I play and compete at the next level, but then there's a gate to get in there.
Yeah.
And you gotta like try and respect that gate as much as you can, because you can squash
Right.
opportunities.
I mean, there's plenty of opportunities.
Yep.
If you want to play college baseball, there
Yep.
is a school for you.
Yep.
You just have to.
You may have to give up some stuff on other sides, but if you wanna play bad, no question, you definitely can, so.
Yeah.
Coach, thank you very much. Awesome today. Appreciate you coming in.
No problem.
The facility smells really nice.
Yeah.
Hopefully we're gonna
Getting
be